¿Qué pasa, familia de dinero? I am your host, Champion El Dinero, and today we're going to be talking about GME. They literally just released their HTML. So GameStop disclosed the second quarters of 2024 results were just released September 10th, which is today. We're going to go over that. We're going to be going over Holo. How does this impact Holo and its stance? Because it is a part of the meme stock, and I don't know why I can't get into my own phone. Thank you so much for everybody that has been subscribing, supporting the channel. It means the world to me. I mean, we're growing at a fast rate, and I do try to bring a lot of information compacted into one place. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about why the stock market was down today. There's a few things that are going on, but tomorrow there's going to be a jobs report that's going to be coming out, maybe a correction of what we got prior. So a lot of people are on the fear side due to the fact that the reason why it's tanking and that we're already having an early bad September is due to the fact that the jobs market, the rate of jobs being created is not fast enough. So you can expect a huge pullback. Now, to some, $1 million people are made in the red, and I say this, you know, when it's red, you'll get ahead. So that is something for me. I've always seen me buying in the red, and it goes drastically up. You don't want to buy like a lot of people. If you're watching me, here's a tip: you don't want to typically buy in the green. Now, it's a chance that while it's running up, that you can make substantial money. I've done it, but I've seen, and I'm not a financial advisor, I typically like to buy in the red. So if I had a lot of capital right now, I'd be buying like crazy, because I know a year or two from now, even next year, January, February, we're going to be looking at a different market that's possibly going to be at a high. Now, you want to be very smart and calculated on these stocks that you pick, because some companies can show no promise at all. You know, Holo, we have no kind of news. It's a gamble. It's a lottery ticket item. And a lot of people, retail investors, like to hold on to it. They're expecting a pop. And I talk about it. It's been one of the biggest catalysts to my channel. And we're going to be talking about that. Shout out to everybody that commented on my last videos. We're going to dive into it. But first and foremost, shout out to Mr. Cuddles. Mr. Cuddles, let's see what we got here. 77. No, I don't click away. This has to do with me talking Spanish or talking Spanish in the beginning of my videos, and I wondered, do people click off because it's like hola, que pasa, or something like that. So no, I don't click away. I like all languages except for Russian. Hey, that's not me, that's Mr. Cuddles. Holo is probably not going to pump until way after the split happens. They have to release some interesting news first. So look for October. The beginning of October is what people expect a reverse split to do. And if you're using Robinhood, first link in the description to sign up helps me and helps you get onto the become a champion investor. But you can vote. If you've been a holder of Holo, they sent it out. Robinhood sent out an email, so you can vote on what you want to see upcoming here by the end of the month when they meet on the 27th of September, if you're not aware. Next one, we got Big Ed. He said they treat us like a kid who wants a cookie, LOL, on my last video. You're right too. Hey, what are your thoughts on RITE? They just had some news come out that points to more news soon. I'll check that out. As I mentioned in that comment, or excuse me, I didn't comment, I meant to. I'll check that out. If you guys have a stock that I should look into, don't hesitate and let me know. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a crystal ball, but I tend to like to read the news, so, and see where it's gonna head to. We also got Vernon Jeffers. Shout out to you. Word to the wise, try not to watch the price tick by tick. It will drive you crazy. LOL. That's facts. That's facts. And I'm gonna type that. That's facts. So shout out to you for that. That's facts. Dino Terres previously was 84 million shares. Excuse me. So Dino Terres, hopefully I'm saying your name right. The number of outstanding shares is now 410 million. So the outstanding shares went up, and then so some websites are late to update the numbers of outstanding shares. There's nothing to get excited about. If you read the news release about the meeting later this month, they mentioned that they have over 410 million outstanding shares. So it's been so all of this, the market cap going up and everything like that, it was already, it was in the works. It just needed to be updated. But what does that mean? So typically when they do the reverse split, it'll go down. The market cap more than likely probably will go down. And then the earnings statement, we'll see. There's a lot of things that Holo is doing that is very, very confusing. You know, we also have Hassan saying, but theoretically increasing in market cap is big positive news, right? I said, I would think so, but it's Holo. So it could all be orchestrated for a plan. All right, so we're going to be talking about GME, and typically it's a huge catalyst of Roaring Kitty's meme stock. So what is going on with GME? GameStop discloses second quarter of 2024 results, September 10, 2024. Second quarter overview. Net sales were 0.7 billion for the second quarter compared to 1.1 billion in the prior year's second quarter. So they're going down in revenue. Still money, but not beating. Selling, general and administrative expenses were 270.8 million, or 33.9% of net sales for the second quarter, compared to 322.5 million, or 27.7% net sales in the prior. So things ain't coming out too well. Net income was 14.8 million for the second quarter compared to the net loss of 2.8 million for the prior year. So they're making money. They're making money. That's a difference. Finally, cash or cash equivalents and marketable securities were 4.2 billion at the close of the quarter. The company will not be holding a conference call today. Stockholders can review the company's form. So that is going to be their kind of thing. Net sales is looking like there's some things that are good. Weeks in August of 2024, comparable. Gross profits looking like it's down. Net income, let's see, is looking like it's up. Net income is up, as I mentioned. Let's see, and expenses looks like it's up from last year. Net income loss 1.9 this year, comparable to the 13 weeks ended for last year. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Assets, liabilities. If you read the financial statement and the breakdown, give me 1 second. So overall, looking at the financial statement, it's not looking too impressive. I mean, the only thing kind of impressive is beating the gross income. That's the only one that stands out to me. Everything else is kind of lacking. Net sales are down. That's not good. But cash equivalents is up. This is up. Yep, it's up. Comparable to last year. Total assets went up. That's also good. So they're building up their assets, but net profit is significantly up. Net profit / loss. Last year there was a loss. This year there is a profit. So there's a few. It's a little bit of a confusing. I would like to see all numbers up. I would like to see everything up, but unfortunately, that's not what we're getting. That's not what we're getting with the financials. Let me double check everything, and then I'll come back to you guys. Yep. So a lot of people got to break down this kind of information and make it a little bit more palatable for everybody. But what does this mean for Roaring Kitty? What does it mean for Holo? What does it mean for FFIE? What does it mean for all the meme stocks? We want these companies to flourish, but with Holo, the only thing that's really going to push the needle again, and I've been saying this, is after this week, I've done everything I can. Let me turn on the air because it's, oh my god. Woo-wee. But yeah, we need news to move the needle. Right now, concurrently, we don't have the news. We have no communication. We have a meeting on the 27th that is going to pretty much put the vote towards reverse stock split. We're seeing the market cap increase. It is a possibility that Holo is going to be coming out with what's it called? Holo's going to be coming out with a positive earnings statement than previous years. What we need, and this is an example for GameStop, we've seen a net gain instead of a net loss comparable to the second quarter. So that is impressive. And its numbers are becoming more impressive from what I've read. And now I could be wrong, but I don't think so. What does this mean for GameStop? GameStop has been moving the proper way. A few things that I have already said that makes GameStop a top competitor is that, number one, they are going to the retro games and they're more of a reputable brand when it comes to the gaming market. So they're going to be kind of buying up a lot of these. They're converting a lot of their properties to compete with some of your more local base and some of the widely known, like the Exchange, just Replay here on the east side. So when it comes down to GameStop making this move, I think it's a smart one. It is going to be a little tough because you have some competitors already kind of laid the land. They're going to have to actually bring in, like me, I like going to the Exchange. I like the company that they kind of bring, the people that they hired. They're not unlike some of the GameStop people that they hired. But I see that if GameStop creates their own platform where they can use the keys like Steam, create a more competitive landscape online, they can be a real competitor, a strong competitor to, Valve and the online communities like, what's it called? The platform, that Epic Games or something like that. They would have to build it out to bring people like, okay, we're going to do this for our consumers or something like that. So our customers or whatnot. But what does this mean tomorrow? It's a potential that we see a huge upside swing. If Roaring Kitty likes the results that he saw here, we could see GameStop going up. But concurrently after hours, I don't know. A lot of people are really fearful due to the fact that the jobs report is going to be coming out tomorrow. And so with that being said, it might be a correction. A little bit like, oh snap, hold on, we got more news, like, shoot. So it could go down. Right now, there's a lot of things not working in the way that we want for the stock market. So unless Roaring Kitty wants to say, hey, we're going to rally, we're going to bring up a lot of the meme stocks and whatnot, expect a really dull day. But if we get Roaring Kitty kind of saying, look at it, look what we got an amazing freaking thing, you can expect like a little bit of a better day. Right now, as I'm looking for Roaring Kitty, there hasn't been nothing from Roaring Kitty other than he's dropping Chewy and he's moving on to something else. What that is, we don't know. But Holo, I think really like I said, there's only going to be a pump if there's a rally, and it's not going to be the pump that we want. So okay, that's all I got to say. We got until the end of this week to see if they're in the convention. On top of that, are they going to be releasing news? Is a Roaring Kitty? I mentioned this in the last video. That's the only way it pops or pumps or we beat the shorts. That I don't think there's a huge short presence. Now, stocks that you should be mindful of, and I know this video is long, but we like to bring and condense a lot of the news that has happened that I've talked about, is Faraday Future. Now, they are releasing convertible notes. They secured a $30 million, like I think $22 million, that they're going to be converting over into, the stock similar to Holo. But once they do, they are actually escaping bankruptcy. So they got a little bit of a saving grace right there. They got time to bring up the stock, their stock, in order to keep it there. Now, Faraday Future pretty much reported results for their Q2 2024 results, and the company reported a revenue of $293,000. Faraday Future reports earnings per share of negative 31 cents, so it's not looking good right now. It is not looking good, unfortunately, because now again, they need to flip it real fast. Like safety is number one, but they need to flip it. They're going to be meeting next week on the 19th, which I believe is a Thursday. Yeah, so FFIE is going to be doing a launch event, and you can sign up with your email, and I believe that's at 8 p.m. I might be incorrect, but for what I know, it should be at 8 p.m. 9 p.m. my time, my Eastern Standard Time. So I might be incorrect about that. But we're going to see exactly how they want to turn around this company. I think that this move should have already started the beginning of the year. Why it took them to this point is weird, but FFIE could turn around, and we could see an epic turnaround once a meme stock actually is a strong competitor with Lucid, Rivian, all these other things. Now, on top of that, we also have Applied DNA Sciences coming out with more news, which is fantastic. I like to see it. And so with Applied DNA Sciences, that, you know, unfortunately, Holo, no news. But looking into Applied DNA Sciences' recent short interest. And short interest can be a good thing. It all determines if we're going to get a short squeeze. So Applied, man, I like Bazinga, but I hate that they got so much ads popping up. Applied DNA Sciences, APD, and short percentage of the float has risen 142.36% since its last report. The company recently reported that it has 1.73 million shares sold short, which is 16.82% of all regular shares. That's a lot. That are available for trading. Based on its trading value, it would take traders 1 day to cover their short positions on average. So, that's interesting. Why short interest matters, and if these ads don't stop. Short interest is the number of shares that have been sold short but have not been covered or closed out. Short selling is when a trader sells shares of a company they do not own, with the hope that the price will fall. Traders make money from short selling if the price of the stock falls, and they have lost if it is risen. We need it to rise, baby. Short interest is important to track because it can act as an indicator of market sentiment towards a particular stock. An increase in short interest can signal that investors have become more bearish, while a decrease in short interest can signal they have become more bullish. All right, so pretty much when it comes down to this stock, there is a possibility of a short squeeze. It takes a day. So if you see that, hey, it rises, it goes above $2, $2.50, $3, $4, $5, $6, obviously we're gonna see a huge squeeze, possibly. Now I'm not the type of person, I don't really like shorting stocks. Obviously that company has to rise through the occasion, but with the news that we've been getting from Applied DNA Sciences, it's kind of weird how the short interest has been getting up there. And anyway, but I mean, Yahoo Finance is saying Applied DNA Sciences a hot penny stock on the move, right? And it has shown that it's on the move, and it's getting a lot more coverage articles rather than Holo or any other stock out there. So for me, I've been a big watcher on Applied DNA Sciences. Another one that you want to see on the move is Lucid and everything. I might make the top EV stocks that I've been really focusing on. I think that we just touched the precipice when it comes down to EV vehicles, and a lot of people are stuck in their ways. Of course, gas or diesel power, but there's going to be a time where we're going to have to shift, and like it or not, you know, the government will mandate it, or it's just a smart move to make. We got Faraday that's trying to make $30,000 vehicles. That's something that they want to talk about. $30,000 electric vehicles, because typically electric vehicles, yeah, you can find them for that price, but they're typically in the $50,000 to $70,000 range, and that's kind of like your higher upper class, excuse me, yeah, I would say upper middle class people that's going to buy those, and then high class people are going to buy those. So it's still not hitting the market of those lower income to middle income, and if you can make it more affordable, and it's just smarter, and you get the credit from the government determining on your state, it's a no-brainer. But some people don't like to use their brain. I do. If I could see that I could take off a huge chunk off of an EV vehicle and it's supplying me my demand, it's a no-brainer to me. But right now, obviously, the range, we need more charging stations, we needed more versatility. Right now, you have Tesla that is dominating the market. I think that there should be a top competitor to Tesla in order to drive the stock up, like Nvidia and AMD. Everybody needs a second. But when you think EV, you think primarily Tesla. You don't think Polestar, Rivian. You don't think about all these other things like Hyundai and their IonQ. You don't think about all these things. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is a breakdown of GameStop. Will it explode tomorrow? My thoughts is, with the report happening tomorrow, I don't see it happening. I said in my last video that the pump will happen with the combination of Roaring Kitty, news from Holo, and positive earnings. So I mean, we got GME positive, but the other stats aren't that impressive. It is impressive that they beat a lot of stuff when it comes down to like going negative last quarter, or excuse me, compared to the last quarter, and now it's a significant improvement. I gotta say, what are they doing? It's a good improvement that they're making. Maybe that's why they took the net loss. They converted a lot of their stores to the retro. So they might be making positive moves. Roaring Kitty's hypothesis and thesis might be correct. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch all of you, champion investors, familia de dinero, in the next one. Adios.